Have some of that, Geordies, and everybody else who doubts Manchester United that we can do big business and that we could be back this season. Have some of that. Stick that up your jumper like an Oompa Loompa. Have some of that. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. Better yet, put it up your jacksie and frickin' enjoy it, because Manchester United could be back. Get the fuck in there, my son. Oh, yes. Let's go. Come on, United. Oh, yes, we're doing stuff this summer. Hello, everybody. Welcome into the show. Thank you very much for joining us and getting in here. Oh, yes, we are here to discuss the latest transfer news in regards to Manchester United. It's the afternoon show. Thanks very much for joining us. Hope you're well. Thank you for getting in. Do us a favour to start this one. Give us a repost there on X. Links pinned at the top of the live chat. Share it around if you can. That would be amazing. We'll shout you out later on in the show. Also, big ups to everyone here. Make sure you smash a like on the video. Give us a big thumbs up. That will help us out on the old YouTube there. And get yourself involved in the live chat, such as Josh Lee, Craig, Nas, Richie, Stevie, what's going on? Stephen Shipman, Craig, Aaron, lad, let's go. Beats Guy, come on, Sesko, Sue, Daz Salford, what's happening? Paul S, get in there, you legend. Richie McIntosh, Gungshi, get in there, you Don. Tommy Boyle, let's go. Ada Miz, and everybody who's in the live chat, thank you very much for joining us. I'm sure you're all buzzing your tits off, as am I. I've set the mammaries to full vibrate mode for this one. Because, you know, we do need to get a new number 9. Obviously, this guy, I guess that there was a handful of options on the shortlist for a few good options. Watkins, I guess, if Villa were looking for 50 or 60 million, just doesn't make sense. Makes sense to spend a little bit more and get someone who could potentially be at the club for a decade, which is what you've got with Sesko. There's still a gamble. There's still a risk. He may not hit the ground running, or he may do so. You never know, but he is certainly a little bit of a gamble. But he looks good. It's a sign of intentions. It's a sign of intent, I should say, for Manchester United there, obviously, for what we're looking to try and do this summer. We know we've already had contacts with Baleba as well. So things are starting to cook at United here. We've got Mbeumo, we've got Cunha. Benjamin Sesko joins the football club with a great opportunity there to fire us back to being near the top of the league, I guess, and also hopefully challenge for trophies over the next coming years. This guy has chosen us over Newcastle United, who have European football right now. There's even reports here. Look, this is from Fab. He said that Newcastle were offering a very important contract to Benjamin Sesko. Financially, they made the best proposal to all parties involved, but the player wanted to go to Manchester United. Newcastle apparently offering him more money, a better deal, but he's chosen to come to Manchester United. This is the sort of fella we want at the football club. You know, this is the sort of fella we want. A player that wants to be here, that sees the opportunity, that knows that United is a better prospect, at least, better potential place to be than Newcastle. Because no disrespect to Newcastle, they're doing well at the moment. They just won a Mickey Mouse Cup for the first time in 70 years or whatever they're doing there. You know, that's them sorted for another couple of decades now. They'll be all right. Obviously, they're in Europe, but are they going to stay there? Are they going to be able to maintain that and sustain that? That's unlikely. Whereas United has potential, obviously, with the huge club that we are, to get back up there and stay there. But let's have a look at the reports then. David Ornstein dropping a cheeky little bomber. Oh, yes, he says exclusive Manchester United strike agreement in principle with RB Leipzig to sign Benjamin Sesko. Deal for 22-year-old striker is 76.5 million euros plus 8.5 million euros. So it's not even a crazy deal. I mean, obviously, it is a significant amount of money. It is. But it's not crazy. You know, it's in keeping, obviously, with what Newcastle were paying. In fact, isn't it slightly less? Slovenia International given permission to fly and do medical before completing. So, big news, guys. Big news. Big revelations. Man United signed the number 9. We signed a striker. And also, he's the sort of guy that hopefully can help create too at the top of the pitch there. You know, we have got other goal scorers around him. And Mbeumo and Cunha like to bag a goal, don't they? So this guy not only should hopefully be able to be more clinical than the likes of Gasper's Boyland up there for us, but hopefully maybe create a bit more too. Maybe has a little bit more about him in terms of overall play. That's definitely true. Great in the air as well. Great in the air, physical. You know, should be able to adapt well to the Premier League in that sense. Yes, exactly. We want players here who want to actually be here, Oliver. How you doing, Trevor? Canute, lad, he says, let's be having Sesko. Thought someone would swoop in. I know, it's brilliant news, isn't it? I wasn't expecting us to really get it done so swiftly, but we kind of have done, really. We just poached him a good one from the Geordies. Oh, yes, we're like that Geordie fella that goes into a Greggs and he gets himself a nice, cheeky little steak bake from Greggs in the morning. You know what I'm saying? Oh, yes. Oh, yes. To soak up the alcohol from the night before. And then, as he's leaving the Greggs establishment, a massive gull, a seagull, swoops out of nowhere and steals his Greggs steak bake. That's what's gone on here. I feel bad for the Geordies, but also at the same time, it's hilarious. You know, obviously they've got that nightmare with that Isaac situation. They're going to be looking at getting Visser in, maybe, if they still can, but maybe not. And I guess they'll have to turn their attentions elsewhere. Maybe Nicholas Jackson, who I am for real. Yeah, maybe him going there up to Newcastle would be on the cards now. Who knows? But certainly they're going to have to scramble around for somebody else now with this Isaac situation. He may well still be going to Liverpool. But yeah, thank you so much, Canute, for getting in that. Paul S. with a super chat. Thank you, Paul S. Come on, Paul. He comments and says, poor Newcastle, absolute masochists. Keep on bidding, Geordies. They're not having a very good time of it, are they? That has to be said. I mean, they started okay. They got that Langit deal done, obviously, and then basically this Isaac bombshell has caused them all sorts of issues. They were sort of going into the season with a really well-established striker there in his prime, coming into his prime years, 24-year-old Isaac, and now he's obviously wanting to leave, and it's thrown a big spanner in the works. So the Geordies are all up in the air, mate. But we don't care about that. It's about Manchester United, isn't it? So Sky also reporting it. Breaking United agreed a deal in principle. Fabrizio, a little bit more on the deal, says the add-ons for Benjamin Sesko deal will be very easy to reach, as RB Leipzig wanted. Manchester United will pay 76.5 million fee plus 8.5 million euros in very easy add-ons, bringing the package up to 85 million euros almost guaranteed. So we don't know what those add-ons are at the moment, but he says very easy add-ons, so this maybe means after he's made X amount of appearances for the football club or scored X amount of goals in the league, you know, just maybe some little add-ons or qualification for Europe, or who knows, maybe there's just some little extra add-ons there, and it does seem like they're very easy to reach. So that's the deal. 85 million euros in total. 76.5 up front, 8.5 in very easy add-ons. Sesko's going to be flying to United. I mean, I think it is obviously an expensive deal. There is a bit of risk involved. There is potential for him to be Gashmas Højlund 2.0, but he might not be. He might hopefully. The idea is he's going to be coming in. He's got more experience than Højlund did, obviously, when he came in. He's a 22-year-old being playing for Leipzig there in Germany. And, okay, his stats are not too impressive over there. 13 goals, and I still believe for right now there's probably better options we could have gone and got in terms of Premier League proven players. But I also believe obviously in a few years time that would definitely not be the case. So in 3 or 4 years Sesko's going to be in his prime, whereas the likes of Watkins, Visser, Matete and any of those guys, they're all going to be in their 30s, slowing right down and not really any value anymore. This guy will be worth probably more, hopefully, if he does well, than what will be worth now. So from a financial point of view, obviously, makes way more sense to get him than anybody else right now from a financial point of view, because this guy will develop and progress and keep his value and actually hopefully appreciate in value instead of depreciate in value. But you never know, because there is something called the United disease. You know, it's like, I don't know, you know, like that movie 28 weeks later or whatever, like some sort of virus has taken a hold of United. It does seem to have an effect when players come in. I guess they can either handle that pressure. We've seen a couple of players be able to do it in recent times. Players like Bruno Fernandes, maybe Mazraoui. You know, there's a few players that have been able to step up and actually handle it. But a lot of players that have been brought in with good potential and on the back of obviously looking exciting in their own leagues have come in and absolutely flippy flopped all over the gaff. But maybe that's just down to Erik ten Hag and his truly awful player recruitment and ability to judge talents. I think that's the case. But anyway, I'm excited about Sesko, guys. You know, let's ask the live chat to rate this signing out of 10. Give us a rating out of 10 for how good you think this signing will be for Manchester United. I mean, the price is one thing. You have to factor that in, but you know, I'm actually up now. I've changed my opinion. I'm feeling a little bit more optimistic. Obviously, now that we've actually signed this guy, I'm getting behind the sign. I'm getting behind the deal. I'm giving it a solid 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10 for this lad. I mean, he's 22 with bags of potential. It is a little bit of a risk. Let's just hope he's the next Ruud van Nistelrooy for us and not the next Alexis Sanchez, you know, or someone, just some bottle job, basically. We hopefully are going to see a much better ability to score goals. You know, we should be cooking this season, guys. I'm actually starting to fizz in the loin department. We should be cooking this season, especially if we are going to get a new midfielder like Baleba as well to be a destructive ball winner for us, a bit more of a box-to-box athletic sort of an option there. Would be insanely awesome if we could get that as well. And then, of course, we've got to replace Flubberhands. But having these three players, Cunha and Buemo and Sesko, you know what that equals, guys? That equals raw, filthy, unadulterated, undeniable goals. That's what that means. It means goals. Surely it means goals. We're going to be creating lots for him. He should be finishing them off. His actual goal rate of chances converted is actually very good, even though he's only got 13 goals last season. It's like they weren't creating a hell of a lot of chances for him, and he was taking a lot of the percentage of chances that he did actually have. So that bodes well. If you create a lot for him, he should be able to score a lot of goals. It's a different league, Premier League. He's young, but he is physical. He is good in the air. So he should be able to do the business. Yeah, you guys, let's see what you guys are saying here. You think it's a 55 out of 69. You're going 8 out of 10, 9, 8, 9, 8. Everyone's pretty happy about this one. 7.2, 7, 7, 8, 7. Yeah, potentially could be a 10, couldn't it? If this guy goes on and fires 20-plus goals a season for us for the next 5 years, then that'll be exactly what we need. Yeah, let's go, Brad Wright. How you doing, you legend? Thank you for getting in here, Brad. We smashed 100 likes on the stream as well. Big up all the legends for smashing the thumbs up there. Cheers. I wouldn't imagine really Sheikh Hadi. I don't know. Will he be fit and available to play against Arsenal? That's the one he's obviously not going to be fit and available, ready to play, or not even probably signed up and finished and passed his medical and all the paperwork's done ready for the Fiorentina game, because that's only on, Saturday lunchtime, so he's definitely not playing in that. Maybe he would be unveiled, I suppose, there, if he's already flown in and done his medical. Could be unveiled for that one. I wonder if he'll be playing thrust in there in the Arsenal game. That's the question. 8.2, 8, 8, 8, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, if we get a keeper and Baleba with Defo in the mix, I'm with you, lad. It fills us with a lot of sense of positivity for the season if we could. Big ups to you, Ian Navarro. Thank you so much there for the raw super chat there. Thank you. He says, Pig, Benjamin says no to Newcastle. We can actually move fast with deals. Surprised we haven't bought more sporting players compared to Erik ten Hag buying Ajax. Yeah, good shout. Well, we know we were interested in Gyökeres, but beyond that, you're right. I mean, there's a couple others like Ignacio or one or two others maybe that could have potentially been wanted by the likes of Ruben Amorim. But you're right. I was a little bit surprised maybe we didn't get one or two more as well. But it's probably for the best that we don't do that actually right now. And he's gone for the model of buying, apart from Sesko here, he's gone for the model of buying the Premier League proven players, the players that can come in and score goals and be proven to do so in the Premier League. I mean, we were just talking about Cunha and Buemo and Sesko. So those three players up top, it's a totally new look forward line or, for attack for Manchester United. Then behind that, obviously, Bruno's going to be dropping deeper. So it's a new look attack. We know what happened with last year's attack, guys. They scored like 21 goals between them, which was gash. Let me ask the live chat. How many goals do you think Cunha and Buemo and also Sesko score together in a trio between them in the league? Let's go for that. I'm going to say that all three of them get at least, between them, 45 goals, guys. 45, which is more than double what those few melters at the top got last season for us in those same positions. So I'm going to say 45. Thank you so much, Ian Navarro, there, by the way. Get your thoughts, and I think they can get 15 goals each on average. Maybe one of them gets 20, one of them gets 10, one of them gets 15. So something like that. Because Cunha got 15 last season, and Buemo got 20 last season, and Sesko got 13 last season. Obviously, it's in the Bundesliga. But, playing for Manchester United, that should hopefully increase. 80, 38 for 50, 69. Fair enough there. Okay, 40, at least 50, 30 to 45. Well, even if it was 35 to 40, like you just said there, Ian, that's way better than what we had this season, isn't it? So that would be very good. Prima Italia says 30. Again, significantly better than what we had this season just gone. But I would be aiming for, like what Brad Wright says here, 45 as well. That would be the ideal. That's kind of like the figure if everything goes to plan. If everything goes well and we're doing reasonably well and we're finishing up there, 6th, 7th place, whatever, maybe higher. I mean, that's it. I mean, this is one of those scenarios where, depending on how we do in the rest of the transfer window, we could start to believe that, if Amorim's got anything about him anyway, with the squad that he's putting together here, that we would be able to maybe get into that top four. You know, that's what great signings and a new sort of roster in your squad can do. Going into a season and maybe give you a bit of belief. And if we do get there, let's just say something crazy happens, like we sign Baleba and Donnarumma. I'm sorry, but if we sign Baleba and Donnarumma, guys, we're challenging for the league. I mean, we're challenging for the fucking league, guys. If we sign Baleba and Donnarumma. Now, I'm not saying that's going to happen. Of course not. Probably not. But if we did, then we would be hopefully challenging for the league. Why not? You've got unbelievable goal scorers in there. You would have a great couple of midfielders there, Baleba, box to box, and obviously you still got Ugarte, Casemiro, and Bruno Fernandes in there, obviously pulling the strings. You'd have a very solid defence. It's not maybe the best defence in the league, definitely not, but players like Yoro, I believe, are going to have a great season this season. Maybe Aiden Heaven can do really well as a youngster. Martinez still to come back into it. De Ligt. All these guys, not a bad defence at all. The goalie position is a real problem for us, but if you were to get a world-class goalie like a Donnarumma, I don't see where the holes in our team are. I don't see where the problems in our team would be. Yes, okay, stylistically there could still be an issue if Amorim and his new system and everything just cannot work in the Premier League. Who knows? We've only seen it last 6 months, and he was trying to sort of change a lot of things. Maybe he'll adapt, maybe, but you know. That's it, really. If you assembled that sort of squad together and had that sort of transfer window where you're signing basically Wolves' best player, Brentford's best player, you know, and you're bringing in the likes of Sesko, who's a potential to score, hopefully, a bunch of goals this season and for the future, a world-class goalie, and a very awesome defensive midfielder who's going to win the ball a lot and obviously is only 21 and has a big future and is still proven in the Premier League for a couple of seasons in Baleba. If you were to do something like that, I don't know why we couldn't challenge for the league. Honestly, we're getting a little bit carried away. I know we just finished 15th, but why not? If you've got a great squad, a great team, if everything goes well, if you smash up Arsenal first day of the season and Sesko scores a hat-trick and Gyökeres cries and goes over to the sidelines and bows down to Amorim and cries and kisses his shoes, then, you know, just maybe you have that positive start to then go on and do something special this season if you've got the right squad of players together. And that would be something along the right lines if we could get those players in that we just discussed. Come on, United! Anyway, Tonk Nash, what's going on? 50 to 60, half Gazzo, yes. 30, 15, 50, 42, 38, 38. Well, we all feel like we're going to get a lot more goals than they got last season. Gungshi says at least 40, 50, 50. Yeah, good shout, good shout, good shout, good shout. I like your style, guys. Thank you very much to Paul S. for getting in here with another raw super chat, lad. Cheers for that, my friend. He says Garnacho won the Shin Dior last season for kicking the ball against the defender's shins. Oh my God, that's hilarious, though. That's so true. That's so true. That's what he does. He gets in that final position and he just doesn't do the right thing most of the time, lad. The shin Dior for kicking it into the defender's shins. I love that, Paul S. Thank you so much. What's this about an Ornstein update? Let me go and have a little look, see what we're looking at here, guys, during the show. Give me a moment. David Ornstein, there is another update from 6 minutes ago. Chelsea have stepped up talks with Manchester United over deal to sign Alejandro Garnacho. Clubs in touch on topic for some time now and advancing amid Benjamin Sesko joining Man United. 21-year-old winger wants Chelsea or nothing and expects move to happen. Is this turning out to be an awesome day or what? You know what I mean? What's going on? This is from 6 minutes ago from Ornstein. Chelsea have stepped up. Hang on a second, guys. This is raw, mate. This is a raw day. So hang on, we'll get this up on the screen as well in a moment, but that's great news as well. Looks like this is potentially going to be a good day, guys. With Sesko, obviously, now we've got the here we go. Now we've obviously got the news here that maybe Garnacho is going to be leaving for Chelsea. We were going to talk about that anyway, but seeing as you've just brought this up, let me get into it. So previously, look, I mean, there were some discussions earlier on. Here's a report here. It's actually via, I think, TalkSport, so obviously, you know, take it with a massive pinch of sodium there. But it says, Chelsea value Alejandro Garnacho at £30 million and have left talks until late in the window. Just goes to show you how shite these guys are, really, you know, compared to the likes of Davey Ornstein, who's going in there raw with an update like this, who says, yes, he says, Chelsea have stepped up talks with Manchester United over deal to sign Alejandro Garnacho. Clubs in touch on topic for some time and now advancing amid Benjamin Sesko joining Man United. 21-year-old winger wants Chelsea or nothing, expects move to happen. Okay, well, obviously, he's not going for 30 million, is he? I don't think, no, Fire Up says 30 million will do. That will not do, mate. That will not do. Thank you so much for your super chat here, by the way, there, Finn. Nice name there, mate. Hope he's not another useless lanky Veghorst. Exactly, that would be gash, wouldn't it? Thank you, A. Ali, for hitting that subscribe button as well. Give us a subscribe if you do like Mr. Ali there. Right, anyway, so Chelsea apparently valuing Garnacho around about 30 million. What a crock of shite that is. Come on, if we sold Garnacho for 30 million, we are truly the worst football club in the world. This guy is a 21-year-old Puskás Goal Award winning, won a couple of trophies already as a senior player, has Premier League experience. It's only 21 for Pete's sake. Only had his 21st birthday recently. Yes, okay, he's a bit of a knob. Yes, okay, he has a questionable haircut. Yes, okay, he's a spoilt little brat and he's got ideas above his station. He thinks he's much better than he is. Yes, okay, he's modeled himself on Cristiano Ronaldo when in fact he's actually much more similar to Christian Dior. You know what I mean? Like, he's obviously not going to be as good as Cristiano Ronaldo, but he thinks he is. So he's not maybe the most attractive of players to sign character-wise, and he's also been a bit of a knob in the media and been a bit of a knob on Instagram and posting pictures in other team shirts and all the rest of it. So perhaps he isn't the most desirable of signings right now if you're a potential team to sign him. But still, he has got great talent. If you're the right coach and who can, try and coach that gashness out of him, he has got big potential. He is very much a direct player. He gets the ball, he tries to take it towards goal, he's trying to make stuff happen, he takes players on. But the problem is in my opinion, he's just too inconsistent, and his final product is a bit gash. He reminds me of Cristiano Ronaldo in some ways, when Cristiano Ronaldo was 17. You know what I mean? But nowhere near as good. And but in terms of just maybe doing the wrong thing at the wrong time, the final product just needs to be coached out of him. He needs to learn when to make the right decisions, because he doesn't. Sometimes, like Paul said, shooting into people's shins and, shooting when he should pass and passing when he should shoot and all that sort of stuff. This is the sort of stuff we're talking about. He's not the best in terms of the decision making. So I'm not claiming that this guy's the best player in the world, and he has a bit of a gash character, it seems, as well. So from a potential club, you don't really want him, do you? Yeah, precisely. TCG Hub. Yes, I was going to ask the chat here. I was going to ask, how you doing, TCG? I was going to ask the chat, how much do you think we should sell Garnacho to Chelsea for? Because Talkshite earlier saying about 30 mil, but Ornstein now saying that there are now serious talks, Chelsea stepping up talks. I would not sell him for a dime less than £60 million. Not a dime less, because we bought Mason Mount off of them for 60 mil. I'd rather he just sits around and rots, in all fairness, than us give Chelsea Garnacho for £30 million. I'd rather he just sits around and rot. That's crazy. Giving a Premier League rival a good potential young player who's got years and years and years and could develop into a really great talent, which he still can. This is a young guy who has won trophies, who is in the Argentina setup playing alongside fucking Messi. Not in the first team, but you know what I mean? Like, he's involved. He's involved. He's setting the cones out. You know what I mean? He's getting the balls when they get kicked over the fence. You know what I mean? But he's involved. Okay. Super chat. Yeah, João Pedro went for 50. Garnacho can't be less. Precisely. Madueke's gone for like 55 million as well, hasn't he? Or 50 million. Now, I'm sorry, but if Madueke's going for that amount, then Garnacho's got to be worth a bit more, surely. 40 million, 50 million, 60 million, at least 40. 40 is a piss take as well, if you ask me. When you look at what other teams are doing and who they're buying from other Premier League teams, I think 40 million's a piss take. Yeah, let's be honest, he was then, so logic says he would develop to be better, so let's ask for 50 plus. Well, maybe. Elanga seems to have a great attitude and work ethic, and maybe that's the difference. There was a time when Garnacho was miles ahead of Elanga in terms of development and performances, but not so anymore. Maybe you're right, Samaz. He still has that potential, and he's still only 21. 45 million, you doubt Chelsea would pay 50 plus million. Fair enough. Well, if they don't want to, then you know what we do? We sell him for 30 million to Napoli. We sell him for 35 million to Juve. We sell him for £3.50 to Kettering Town. No, we don't do that. But the point I'm saying is, we don't actually have to sell him to a Premier League team. If this twat only wants Chelsea, well, that's his freaking problem then. We don't have to accept a tiny low ball offer there for him. We can sell him abroad. If he wants to play football and play football in a World Cup year, then he's going to have to be open to where he goes and open to more options, isn't he, this little prat? He can't just be, he only wants Chelsea. He only wants Chelsea. What the hell's that all about anyway? Why would you only want Chelsea? They're gash, mate. Just some... okay, fair enough. Right now, they have won a couple of things. They're up there. They're in Europe. They're in the Champions League. Okay, fair enough. But come on. What sort of prat wants to move to Chelsea anyway? So, fair enough if he does, then let him go, but it has to be for the right price. We have to get the right price from them. They charged us 60 mil for Mason Mount. End of discussion. Unless we're recouping all the money back from that gas-tastic atrocity of a deal for this guy, then I would sell him abroad for less money and take the financial hit elsewhere, even if it's less than what Chelsea are offering, because we have to get the right amount from a Premier League rival team. Remember, this twat's going to be lining up against us 2 times for the season. You know, this guy's going to be playing against us. Do we want to be helping them out with a young player who's going to be developing seriously over the next few years? Because he is only 21. I don't think we do want that. Paul S. Yeah, precisely, Paul. Love that, mate. He says same price as Mount. Love that, lad. Thank you, Paul S., for getting in there raw, sir. And I agree. I would take nothing less than 60 million from Chelsea. Really, Manny, there are rumours that Pavlidis could be a potential sign-in, mate. Oh, Eferisto, all Greek friend. Let's go, Manny Slouflaki. I hope you're keeping well, boss. Great to see you in here. By the way, if you are just joining the stream, please do us a big favour and smash the like button. Help spread us the word out there on social media. You can also repost us there on socials there using the link at the top there on X. We'll shout you out in a bit, everyone who reposts the show. And we've got 276 legends in it and 186 likes. That's a banging ratio. That's going to be the same ratio that Benjamin Sesko has in terms of goals to games for Man United over the next 5 years. I love that. Okay, so let's just cover what's been said here in regards to obviously this man Sesko, but the Garnacho stuff, we'll get back onto that in a minute, and then we've got some news on Baleba and Højlund and other bits and bobs, so stick around, guys, but let's figure this out. So a little update here. Obviously Florian Plettenberg also broke the news. I think he actually posted it first, maybe now. I think it must have been Ornstein, but Florian said, breaking, Benjamin Sesko to United, done deal, agreement in principle with RB Leipzig against RB Munich. Last details, transfer fees 85 million euros in total, contract at least until 2030, medical scheduled, flight booked, saga is over. And Fab also just reiterating a little bit more on the deal and saying that the flight is obviously imminent and that he'll be ready to fly to Manchester United to conduct his medical, etc. very soon. He said the add-ons for Benjamin Sesko deal will be very easy to reach as RB Leipzig wanted. Manchester United will pay 76.5 million euros fee plus 8.5 million euros in very easy add-ons, bringing the package up to 85 million euros, almost guaranteed. Sesko is ready to fly to Manchester. Let's go. Sky also reporting that the deal is agreed in principle with RB Leipzig for Man United to sign Sesko. Ornstein, exclusive United strike agreement in principle with RB Leipzig to sign Benjamin Sesko. Deal for 22-year-old striker is 76.5 million euros plus 8.5 million euros. Slovenia international given permission to fly and do medical before completing Man United move. Get in there, my son. And then there's also a report from Fab that Newcastle even offered him more money. Newcastle were offering a very important contract to Benjamin Sesko. Financially, they made the best proposal to all parties involved, but the player wanted to go to Manchester United. Have some of that, Geordies, lads. How does that feel, Geordies? Oh, yeah, man, that doesn't feel too nice, like. You know what I mean? That doesn't feel great, that, does it? They're in a bit of a situation at the moment, the Geordies. I wonder who they're going to scramble around and get. Who do you think they will sign at striker? I think they will get Visser. I think they'll get Visser from Brentford. That's who I think they'll end up getting. Maybe they'll get Visser and Jackson. Who knows? If Isaac goes, obviously. What do you reckon? But anyway, they're not getting Sesko, that's for sure. Right, let's move on to this Baleba stuff then, guys. We've got some more Baleba information. Yeah, I mean, Baleba, then Dunner, then end of window. I mean, that would be one of the best windows we could have imagined if we could get Donnarumma and Baleba as well. Yeah, Chelsea mocked us with Mount. Garnacho should be going for 55 at least. Precisely. Because of that whole Mount deal, we shouldn't accept anything less. Madueke's worth 52, then Garnacho's worth 55. Well said as well, Neil Driscoll. 100%. If that's the money they're getting for Madueke, they can't expect to get Garnacho for less. Very well said. Good point. Newcastle who? Nicholas Jackson, you reckon they'll end up getting? Yeah, fair enough. I think you're probably right. Lukeman as well. Jackson and Nkunku. Jackson, if lucky. Alan Shearer's going to make a comeback. Chelsea asked for 60 million. We paid it. More fool us. Oh, that's fair enough. Well, we should ask for 60 million. And if they pay it, more fool them. If not, then we'll sell them abroad for half the price. It doesn't bother me. We shouldn't be doing Chelsea any favours is what I'm saying. We already did them a bit of a favour last season with that whole Sancho shite, letting them try before they buy. So I don't want to even deal with Chelsea. Honestly, Chelsea's in the top 3 scum clubs for me in the league. They really are. They're in the top 3 scum clubs. And a lot of that's to do with the whole Roman Abramovich era, because they're one of the first clubs that brought the dirty money into the game and ruined the game and brought the game into disrepute and increased all of the transfer spending and also just basically made it all about money and just spending money. You know what I mean? And obviously United spent a lot of money in the past, but it was earned money. It was earned money. There was no sugar daddy shit, really. You know? So, anyway. Right, let's get on to Baleba news. So, Ross Harwood reporting that I understand there's a lot of excitement and anticipation over Carlos Baleba, but this one will require patience. It's my understanding Baleba will talk this week into next and express his desire to move to Man United and request they lower their demands so a deal can be agreed between the clubs. So, right now, it's understood that Brighton are looking for 90 plus 10. That's 100 million euros, or is it pounds? I think they're looking for, actually. Yeah. Somewhere in that region, isn't it? It's a huge amount of money, but United obviously looking to pay closer to £70 million. Prima Italia says, who are the scum clubs? I'd say Man City, in terms of the way they're run and how they've cheated, are absolute scum clubs. Obviously, you've got Man City, you've got Chelsea, Leeds United. Obviously, Leeds United not because they're spending loads of money or anything, just because they're Leeds. Obviously Liverpool and, there's a few scum clubs, mate. But certainly Chelsea are one of my scum clubs because of just how, they're all about the money bags, aren't they? They're all about spending and just chopping and changing managers and throwing money. Obviously, Todd Bowley, the new guys, continued that fashion, chucking money, signing players. I mean, to be fair to them, they're selling a lot of players as well. But, they're a scum club, mate. Okay, so this is from Fab as well, who said that Justin Baleba is open to joining Manchester United. Brighton will not make it easy, and United believe this transfer is more than difficult, but they wanted to try and understand the situation. Brighton want the player to stay and be a key part of the team this season, so they'd have to be, obviously, compensated very well. What, we just heard there from Ross Harwood was just essentially, if this guy wants to force a move, if Baleba does want to get this move to United, it's unlikely that United are going to pay 100 million for him. So there may be some element of him having to, I don't know, kick up a little bit of a fuss and try and push that price down a little bit so that they're more willing to sell. Nobody wants to see it come to that, but it may well come to that if they're asking for 100 million. And if this guy actually does want to join to us, apparently he is open to joining. There won't be any issues with wages. I've seen reports he's on £20,000 a week at Brighton at the moment. 20,000, which at the moment in this climate is just absolutely chump change for a player like this. You could give him 100,000 or 120,000 a week or whatever, and that would be justifiable as a 21-year-old player on a 5-year contract, and he'd probably be really, really good for us. And then obviously in a few seasons, if he's doing the business and he's one of the best defensive midfielders in the world, then you can give him a better contract. But it's still a great opportunity for him if Man United come knocking, isn't it? So I think they want to keep him. Maybe they would be prepared to give him a new contract as well and satisfy him that way if he was open to staying. But it's Man United. We've seen Man United's power in this summer transfer window, even with us finishing 15th. We are a big club. We are able to go and pinch Wolves' best player and go and get Brentford's best player and go and get Sesko from RB Leipzig and pinch him out from underneath the Geordies' noses when they have European football and finished high up there and, are more likely to actually have a stable, decent season. Maybe not now with this Isaac situation, hey-oh, but still, they're in a better position. But he's still chosen, Sesko this is, to go to Manchester United because we're a huge club and there is massive potential. I mean, sorry, Brighton. Brighton is one of the best run clubs probably in the league. The way that they have built themselves a new modern stadium in recent times, they've established themselves fully as a full-on Premier League side. They're even, considered probably a top-half Premier League side, maybe, or at least a top 10, mid-table sort of side. They are an established Premier League side. They play good football. They've appointed good managers over the years, even if they've left them or whatever to go on to different things. They've appointed good managers over the years, and they've done well. They recruit brilliantly. They recruit much better than us. They're plucking out all these gems like Baleba from Lille for cheap money and developing them and turning them into great players who can actually do it in the league. So they're very, very good and astute at bringing in players. Man United are not. Man United are not. So we need to just poach this guy from Brighton who are doing good things there. But Brighton are a fantastic run club, much better run than Manchester United in a lot of ways. But Baleba for us could be a missing piece of the puzzle, and if we can get him, we absolutely should go for him. I agree with you, Mark Hughes. He says, we get Baleba and Donnarumma, we win the league. Well, maybe not win the league, but let me ask the chat, guys, where do you think Man United finish if we get Baleba and Donnarumma? Where do you think we finish? I am actually, if we get Baleba and Donnarumma, I would say we finish third. I'm going to say third place, guys. Third or fourth. I don't think we can win the league. I don't think we can win it. That would be kind of crazy, wouldn't it, to win the league? But top four would perhaps be achievable if you've got a squad of players together. And I'd expect if you've got that same squad of players together next season and they've developed and played together for a year, then maybe next season we could win the league if things go well this season. But I'm going to say, look, if you're actually spending 350 million or whatever the case would be on all those players that we discussed. So Donnarumma's 30 million, Kuna and Baleba were 130 million for both of them, so that's 160. Sesko's costing us, like 60 odd, 70 million, whatever, yeah? Whatever. It's a few hundred million that you're going to have to spend. That's a massive investment. But if you do, and you've got that squad of players together that are capable of doing the business, you've got the creators, you've got the goal scorers, you've got the destroyer in midfield, you've got the goalkeeper. If you actually do have those players, why not? Why can't we finish in the top four, guys? So that's if we get Donnarumma and Baleba, like you said there, Mark Hughes. If we do, then I would feel like we could at least get top four. Why not? I don't know if we can win the league. Let's face it, Liverpool finished on double the points of us last season, but it is a new season. It is a different time. If we start well, you start to get a bit of momentum. Top four. Yes, mate, the Sesko deal is done. Come on. Jamie says fifth, top five, and we've smashed 200 likes on the stream. Give me a sue. Thank you, all of you, for hitting that thumbs up button. Much love to the legendary community of the Bacon Brigade and the Hamada for supporting the channel. We smashed 200 likes on the stream. Big ups. Thank you so much to you all. If you're new to the channel, consider hitting the likes. It's free. And get yourself subscribed down below by hitting the subscribe button. You know it makes sense. And get involved in the chat. Third, top six, third, fifth, second, top four. Get those two. It's a 9 out of 10 transfer window. I agree, Davey Watkins, you legend. Fifth, top four, third, fourth, third, first, fifth. We're all saying high numbers here, guys, So a couple of weeks ago, I said I think we're going to finish about 7th to 9th. But if we were to get Donnarumma and Baleba, there was never any consideration in my mind that we'd be getting Donnarumma and Baleba. And I'm not saying we're going to get Donnarumma, but even Baleba, we've made contact through intermediaries. There is interest from Man United there. If the price was right or it was at all feasible to get a deal done or maybe structured over a couple of seasons, then we could get him. And it seems like there's the intention there for Manchester United to at least try and go and get him before the window closes, or somebody else in that position. So if that's the case and we get the goalie and the midfielder that we need and we've got Sesko, Kuna and Baleba, why not? Top four is on the cards. We would have improved our position significantly going into the new season. Russell says, I would go from a current top 8 to top 6, pushing top 4. That's exactly how I feel, Russell. Yeah, if we can get Baleba and Donnarumma, we will finish top 4. Nice one, Oliver. Between 8th and 5th. Well, that's probably more realistic, isn't it? Let's not get too carried away and expect us to just be able to get up there and compete with Liverpool and City and Chelsea and Arsenal and those teams that are already up there. They're already up there, and they've also had great windows as well. That's the thing. Most of those clubs, they've spent well and got big signings, so they're also striving ahead. Plus, there's always a few surprises along the way, so there's no guarantees. Even if we did get those players, we'll be able to tussle in with those guys. But I would like to think, from 4th to 7th, those would be obtainable positions for us. Leicester didn't think they'd win it either. That's a great shout. I mean, if Leicester can do it in 2015 like they did, then United certainly could, especially if we won the first few games. We've been slashed from 16 to 1 to 4 to 1 for top 4. Really stoic savage. I'm loving that. Well, that's it. That's what those sorts of signings can do for you. The positive impact it can have can be pretty massive, Yeah, second easy, Liverpool for Prem. I would have to pick Liverpool at the moment, but, we qualify for European place. 5th. But you actually think win the league in 2 or 3 seasons. Next season with more recruitment's top 4 easy. I'm with you there, J lad. Yeah, Andre at Wolves is half the price. Better player, better stats, and good buddies with Cunha. Prefer him myself. Yeah, well, good shout, Tommy. Maybe he would be on the cards at some point. Doesn't seem like he's on the list for us at the moment, does it? But you never know, lad. Champions League, we are coming for you. Let's go, Berber lad. Yes, come on, we are. You're all so deluded. I don't know about that eagle eye. We've just discussed the possibility if we got Donnarumma. Now, that in itself is wishful thinking, but we've also got Sesko, Kuna and Buemo. So it's not outlandish to think we might get a top goalie and a new midfielder in before the end of the window. And if we do, we'll have a half-changed squad. We'll have kept the best of what we actually had. Players like Bruno and Dorgu looks potentially really good for us. And, Ahmad Diallo and these sorts of good players. And we'll have got rid of a lot of the guff players and replaced them. Players who are no good like Garnacho, Sancho, Rashford, all those melts. And we'd have hopefully replaced Højlund and Onana. And surely we would be in a much better place. So I think we could actually get up there, mate. I don't think it's delusional to think that when we're signing quality players. fourth. I mean, it has to be said, the style is a worry at United. We've looked much better in pre-season, but the style is a worry. It's not just about the players. We've seen many a good team sign loads of big players and chuck money at the game, you know. Teams like, I remember when I was growing up, Middlesbrough back in the day, when they had like Janino and Ravanelli and all these guys, and they were chucking money, but they just couldn't make it work. It's also, you have to have the right coach, the right team, the right players, the right attitude, the right characters, all of that stuff. It's not just about signing players, is it? You also have to coach those players and get the system working. So it's going to be on Amorim. One thing's for sure, what this transfer window will do is make or break Amorim. It will. The pressure's on Amorim now. The last 6 months, he's just been in cruise control, really, because he's taken over somebody else's mess. But actually now, the pressure is on. If they're backing him with a few 100 million spent in one window, and he's getting all the players he wants, boy, this system better start working, you know. This system better start cooking in the Premier League, and we better start scoring a lot more goals and creating a lot more and just being better and picking up a lot more points. So the pressure's big time on Amorim, because they seem to be giving him exactly what he wants, exactly what he needs, and he does need a big window and big investment if he's going to have a try. These are good signings overall, though, you know, for any manager. So I guess if it doesn't work out with Amorim, you're still going to have great players like Kudun and Baleba and obviously Sesko for the long-term future. But we obviously all want Amorim to do well, but now he really has to. Now he's got to do well. The pressure is on Amorim now with all these signings coming in. So over to you, Ruben. Over to you, Ruben. I really hope he's going to do great. Top four frontline with a championship midfield. Wouldn't really say that. I mean, Casemiro is getting on a bit. Bruno is obviously a great, great player. But beyond that, if we could get Baleba, that'd be much better, wouldn't it? Abano Valdez, thank you so much for your super chat, lad. Come on. Na. Geordie's in the mud. Geordie's in the mud. How are you, man? Yes, mate. Get in there, Abano. I'm with you, mate. It's beautiful. So I wonder who they're going to sign up top next. It's interesting. Nicholas Jackson. I'm glad we dodged that bullet, because he was linked to us a little while ago, and that would have been gash to get the Headless Horseman. Nicholas Jackson. Chrissy J says, thank you, Urbano, you legend. If Gittins and Alanga went for 55 million, then Garnacho has to go for a similar price. We have to stop underselling our players and stop getting mugged off. Completely agree, Chrissy J. You're right. That's exactly the case. Exactly. That's it. I mean, fair enough if we have to sell him at a slightly less price abroad, but Chelsea can't have him for a cheap deal. Who do they think they are? If they're going to sell us Mount for 60 and they're, letting Madueke go for 50 odd and all that sort of thing, then yes, I agree. Minoda says Geordies couldn't pull a WIT party. Nice one, Minoda. True, yeah. No, you're right. They couldn't. They could go bobbing in a barrel full of boobies and come up sucking their own thumb, couldn't they? These melts. You're absolutely right. Hope Sesko doesn't do an Emiliano Sala. Fuck's the matter with you, fire up, mate? You have got some serious issues, pal. Considering how long Embremo took, the Baleba deal will take months. Brighton are basically a levelled up version of Brentford. An improvement of almost 30 points in the EPL table is necessary. That's a hug. That's a huge me ass, yes. You aren't understand. What a weird post. I know that was weird, mate. It's just bizarre, isn't it? Fire up. Come on, you're better than that, mate. Or maybe you're not, but... come on, cut that out. Piggy razor glass to Sesko. By the way, I think I'm going to get a cheeky little Sesko couple of things made. Check this out, guys. So I'll just pop it up on the screen here. So here's my Sesko design for a T-shirt. Check it out. It says Sesko, every goal helps. Sesko, every goal helps, guys. Smash a one if you'd buy that T-shirt, guys. I mean, it's based on the Tesco sign. And instead of every little helps, it says every goal helps. Because literally every goal the Sesko score is going to help, mate. So that's what I've come up with. I might produce it for you. I did use ChatGPT, Ezio. I literally did. I just put the Tesco every little helps logo in there and said, can you change this? So it says Sesko every goal helps. And it came out with this. Pretty banging. Love it. Nice one. Yes, nice one. And also... Cake Cadet also came up with a design, but this was for a... I don't think I've got it to hand, actually, but it's a Sesko club card. A Sesko club card. Anyway, There it is, guys. Pretty cool. I might get that produced. If you guys want some, then yeah, I'll keep you posted. Nice one, Jay. That t-shirt's class. Thank you, mate. Love it. Okay, brilliant. That's awesome. Thank you, guys. Craig GC says, exclusive detail. Leipzig and Man United have also agreed on joint friendly in Leipzig, which will generate around 1.5 to 2 million for RB Leipzig. Florian Plettenberg. Is that true, Craig? Hang on. Sorry, Craig. That's banging. Wait a second. I appreciate that. Let me have a look. When is this supposed friendly? Next summer, is it? Or surely not. Surely not. No, it's not this summer, obviously. But let's have a look and see. Yes, that's from 6 minutes ago. Thank you so much for getting this update in here there for me. Let me pop this up on the screen there so you guys can see as well. So Florian Plettenberg has said this just a moment ago, which is very interesting. And nope, not that. Wrong one. Yes, he said this, guys. There we go. He said, exclusive detail, Leipzig and Man United have also agreed on a joint friendly. Hang on, that's in the way for me. A joint friendly in Leipzig, which will generate around 1.5 to 2 million euros for RB Leipzig. The Benjamin Sesko deal also includes a sell-on clause for Leipzig. Wow, interesting. The agreed 85 million euros, including bonuses, are easily achievable. Sesko to Man United finally done. So that's interesting. So it includes a sell-on clause as well. I wonder what that sell-on clause could be. Surely not a large sell-on clause. Probably like 10% or something along those lines. I very much doubt it's a significant sell-on clause when we're paying 85 million for the privilege. I very much doubt it. So it'd probably be just a small one, maybe 10, 15%. Something along those lines. And then obviously arranging a friendly as well, which is quite interesting with... I'm guessing it's obviously at Leipzig with them being able to generate a couple of £1 million from having United in town. Yeah, Tommy says I'd hold off on the T-shirt till we see him playing. Yeah, fair enough. That's true. Exclusive detail. Well, that's quite an interesting little update there. Thanks for that. Right, anyway, we're going to just get into the Raw chat now. Thank you, everyone who's got in the stream. Big news today, guys. Obviously, we have now reached an agreement there with Leipzig for Sesko. Sesko is coming. Ben Jacobs has just reported. I'll just check the updates here on X very quickly just before I do get into the chat. But Ben Jacobs just reporting that he understands Newcastle's failure to sign Benjamin Sesko does not affect the Alexander Isak situation. Newcastle have other attackers in mind, and NUFC feelings remain that Isak must be sold or extend with no middle ground. Isak has to date shown no willingness to do the latter. So he doesn't seem like he wants to sign a new contract there. Either they're going to give him a massive 300-odd K a week to satisfy him and keep him there, or he's going to be going somewhere, or maybe he's just going to be rotting away in the reserves all season because Liverpool don't want to pay 150. Who knows? But yeah. Okay. Also, that's basically it. Fabrizio 3 minutes ago says, understand Manchester United are planning internally to unveil Benjamin Sesko at Old Trafford on Saturday. We've got a new fab post here as well. Let me post this up on the screen. New fab post from 3 minutes ago. Looks like we're looking to unveil him on Saturday at the Fiorentina game. So interesting, guys. Look, check it out. Boom. There it is. There's the information. So we've got, understand Man United are planning internally to unveil Benjamin Sesko at Old Trafford on Saturday. Arrival tonight, medical and signature on Friday, unveiling on Saturday. Get in there, my son. It's all kicking off, isn't it? Obviously, he's not going to be playing in that game against Fiorentina, no chance. But he will be unveiled in front of the Old Trafford faithful, which will be awesome. And then he'll be hopefully training with us, ready to play against Arsenal. That's the idea there. It's a good day, Craig. Yes, quick work. He's flying in tonight, medical conducted, etc. Signature on Friday. That's tomorrow. So tomorrow should be the official day that we do actually sign Benjamin Sesko from RB Leipzig, and it's for a combined 85 million euros. Tommy Boy says, flight booked. He's on his way. Yes, mate. It's lovely stuff. It's lovely stuff. Right, we're going to get stuck into the chat now. There's the latest updates. Brilliant, brilliant stuff. That's very quick. In fact, look, yeah, hang on. We've got another update here as well. His flight has indeed been booked here. Look, let's see. There's some information here. Flight's booked, mate. We've got the flight booking here as well. Hang on. Here it is. That's not it, is it? Wait, we've shat it. 2 seconds, guys. Save. That's that one there, yes. Okay, this is it. Flight's booked. Benjamin Sesko. There it is. His flight. Details. Scheduled for 5 p.m. Scheduled arrival, 5:58 p.m. So he's on his way pretty sharpish, guys, in the next couple of hours. Apparently that's it. Apparently that's the one. So very interesting. There you go. Oh, we've got a bit more now on Alejandro Garnacho's price tag as well that's coming out. It's all coming out today on today's show, isn't it? Lots of good information coming out. We've got another update here on the Garnacho situation live as well. This is via BBC, and this says the following. It says Manchester United have now set their asking price for Alejandro Garnacho. It's apparently £50 million. And I'm happy with that. That should be the bare minimum we get for him, especially if it's from Chelsea. So that's absolutely spot on. This is from BBC Football anyway, that's just saying that we have set a price tag of 50 mil. There were reports from Talkshite earlier saying 30 million and Chelsea were walking away if they couldn't get him from that. It's all bollocks. 50 million, though, is the bare minimum. And if it's Chelsea, then we should be getting 60 million, just symbolically for that Mason Mount debacle signing. Then that's what we should be getting. So Garnacho, 50 million as well. Very interesting stuff. Fabrizio, also an update on Isak here. He says Liverpool maintain their focus on Alexander Isak for the final weeks of the summer window. New proposal ready to be submitted if Newcastle open doors to the move. Isak maintains his position. He doesn't want to play or stay at Newcastle. He wants to leave and join Liverpool. Okay, so there we have it. That's the Isak situation there. Very cool. Right, let me also just pop that back up on the screen, that news about what Fab said, and then we're going to get stuck into the live chat. We'll get stuck into the live chat here, guys. Right, do us a favour if you're just on the stream, smash the like button, hit the subscribe button, get yourself in there raw, give us a repost. I'm going to shout you all out now, everyone on X there who shared the show around. It does help the channel out. Thank you, everyone who does that. Big ups to all you heroes for watching. Make sure you subscribe if you're new. We want to hear from you in this Q&A section of the stream now we're about to get into. Let's have a little look at these legends then that have reposted us. Thank you very much to all of you guys. Let's shout you all out. We've had 15 shares, mate. Thank you so much to all you legends for sharing it around on X there. Aaron, Ryan Neeson, Che United, Heinze, Devils United, no, Devils Advocate, Kane, Sanjay Ramatar, Feline Fur, Kieran, Vincent Bullock, John Boy Cat, The Style Bender, MUFC Brummy Reds, Ryan Downton, Francois Coq, and Chevier. Thank you so much. And G-Wolf as well. Oh, let's go, Wolfster. Thank you, all you legends there, for sharing it around. I appreciate you all. You're a set of legends. Okay, let's get stuck into the live chat. Thank you all for being here and getting involved. Great news show today. Great fun, because not only have we had a great chat, but we've also seen Sesko announcement made, or not announcement, but from, these journalists anyway, that the deal is done. But then during the show also, other bits and bobs coming out about flights booked in the next hour. He's on his way tonight. Medical very soon. Signature tomorrow. It's all exciting stuff. Yeah, there you go. 17:15 flight from Germany to Manchester. G-Wolf says, hopefully now Donnarumma and Baleba, and then our transfer complete top 2 or top 4 is a must if that happens. Mate, fair play to you, G-Wolf lad. You've called it, haven't you? I think you said we were going to spend a few $100 million in Worcester this summer, and it looks like we actually are. We are going to smash Arsenal to pieces. Glad we didn't end up with that Teletubby Gyökeres. I know, what's this melt? The only reason Gyökeres is good is because of Amorim. You know what I mean? Before that, he was shite, mate. First goal against those Arsenal melts. I think we got a chance of smashing them up, lad. Imagine if Sesko just has a great game, scores a couple, we duff them up 3-1, or we just win in any which fashion we can and get the 3 points. It's just going to be an amazing start to the season. He's not coming with an injured back, though. He flies 5 p.m. Yep, coming in a private jet. Finally, his club heading in the right direction. Get in. Florian Plettenberg reports a flight's already booked. Yes, it is, lad. We can watch on Flight Radar. Arsenal need a refund for Gyökeres. Sporting stitch them up. Newcastle reps waiting at Manchester Airport. It's too little too late for that, I think. I mean, he's already turned down Newcastle with them actually offering him more than what Man United offered him. That is the reports, anyway, from the likes of Fab, who said that Newcastle actually offered him more money. Do you know what, guys? We've got 268 people watching and 268 likes on the stream. Can we get a little sue in there? It doesn't get better than that, does it? 50 million too low, 60 million, yeah. For Garnacho, should be 60 million, I'm with you. Thank you, the mustard there. You're a legend. Are you not concerned about the amount you're spending but not selling? Thought you were meant to be skin. I mean, of course I am. Yeah, of course I am. But I believe there's still players we will sell. I still think now, look, I'd rather get the players in first before we were able to actually sell players. Because you have to remember, there's an element of, a lot of teams know that we're desperate to sell, and a lot of teams are trying to get cheap deals. So we've got players that will sell this summer. Players like Antony, players like Garnacho. Those players will go this summer, in my opinion. But there's teams waiting until the last part of the transfer window because they know United are kind of desperate, and maybe they'll be able to get them in a favourable loan deal with an option, or maybe they'll be able to get them at a cut price because United are desperate to sell them and offload, and they don't want these want-away players, and they need to recoup. So I think a lot of teams are just using that mentality at the moment of let's wait it out with players like that from United because we can get them for dirt cheap, So we have to obviously not bend to that, and we have to try and get these deals done. So it's a bit more complicated. Sancho's a complete bottle job with his mentality. Who knows if he wants to go anywhere? He's happy getting 300k a week. Who cares, if he's actually playing football, it seems. This guy doesn't want to get in the World Cup set up for next summer, does he? Can't be asked. If he does, then he'd be itching to get away at the start of the window for a price cut, for a wage cut, if anything, or at least more open to doing a move. Somebody like that's a melt. That's it. You can't really do much about that. But players like Højlund, he could be sold for 35 million. Players like Onana, if you're going to sign Donnarumma and Onana's now established as the second choice or third choice goalie in the squad, probably he's going to want to go somewhere. Maybe you could do a cut price deal getting him gone. Anthony Dos Santos to Real Betis, the thoughts are that they really want him. They really want him, but they can't afford him, or at least they're not willing to afford him. They're not willing to pay the money right now because they want to make Man United wait and squeeze the price down because out of desperation, they're hoping United will sell for dirt cheap for 20 mil or loan deal with an option to buy, rather than them having to pay 30 million for him, which is what he's actually worth as a bare minimum. So that's where these teams are at, really. Garnacho's going to raise money. Højlund, Antony and others are going to still raise money back. Now, it will still be an investment of a couple $100 million by United this summer, but so it bloody should be. So it should be. And actually, never mind this guff of talking about spending £2 billion on a circus tent stadium and all that guff. Let's actually sort the team out first for the manager, get us up there, then we can worry about sorting other stuff out. But also, think about the finances of the deals for Mbeumo and Cunha. Those deals are actually structured over several seasons. The Cunha deal's over 2 years. The Mbeumo deal, I think, isn't that over 4 years? So there's actually a staggering of those payments anyway. We're paying in installments over several years. So it's not technically like we spent 300 million in one lump sum anyway. Paul S., thank you for your super chat. He says, after the absurd amount... he said after the absurd Mount transfer and Chelsea backing out of Sancho deals, no favours for Chelsea. Well said, my friend. Couldn't agree more with you, Mr. Paul S. You're a legend. Yeah, that's exactly right. Chelsea, if they want him, it's 60 million quid. Anything less, they can suck a bag of eggs. Amazing Sesko, Kunin and Mbeumo scoring goals against Arsenal, leaving Gyökeres done. What a game it would be. That truly would be the most mangasmic start to this season possible, lad. Our fault for giving him the massive contract. You're not Ron Magstad. Who's taken Sancho? Free Bentos FC if we cover 100% of his wages. 100%. Abano, send Sancho to Al Hilal. Oh, Benjamin Sesko. Mount's going to Spurs. Seen it in my tea leaves. That would be truly sensational. They can take Garnacho with them at the same time if they want. Let's go. No one at the moment. Ezio might as well ship him to Saudi. Yeah, well, if they all want to play over there, I mean, I think Sancho would go for the money to Saudi. It's a great day, the Cake Cadet, lad. It's a great day. And not only that, Ornstein's also said that Chelsea is stepping up their interest in Alejandro Garnacho. Maybe we could offload him for 50 to 60 million to those blue scummers, lad. What you saying, Cake? Get in there, Cake Cadet, you legend. Sancho underperformed. Why would we waste money on him? He's just absolutely shite. We need to get rid. So that's it really for us. Yes, there's a change. Happy Cake. You'll be so happy when Garnacho leaves. Yeah, same. I mean, obviously, Rashford was a big problem, wasn't he? His wages were crazy. Garnacho's wages are not crazy, so he's not really too much of a drain on Man United in that sense. And also, he's a lesser player. He's not a senior player in the squad. Like, senior players have more responsibility to set an example. Like, that's why Rashford was so piss poor for us, because he should have been leading by example, being paid 350 grand a week. He should be working the hardest and being the most professional, but he was one of the least. So, players like that, absolutely awful. I mean, if we can't sell Garnacho, it's not the end of the world, but surely he will want to leave and play somewhere else, and especially in a World Cup year, and play regularly and try and have a good season. And then, do well somewhere else. Whereas at United, yeah, he's never going to play really. Even if he was just to be unsold and we had to sort of maybe slowly introduce him back in as and when we needed him, if we were down players. I don't even think Ruben's would do that. I think we just need to get shot. We're prepared to loan out players and get options or obligations to buy. I think we're prepared to do that. Yeah, well, that's what Talkshite said earlier. I wouldn't pay any attention to that, James. He says, Chelsea want to pay 30 to 35 for Alejandro. Yeah, I wouldn't pay any attention to that. We're not going to sell him for that. It'd be preposterous. We might as well sell him for 35 million to Italy, somewhere in Italy, if we're going to do that. No, if Chelsea want him, they have to pay. How many goals do you think Sesko would get this question? It's a great comment, Zera. Okay, this season, so let's just go Premier League, because forget the cups at the moment. Let's go Premier League, 38 games. Let's say, I'm going to say he gets 15. 15 goals. 15 goals, mate, and I'll be happy with that for a 22-year-old coming over from a different league in his first season. And that's also assuming that the likes of Kunin and Buemo are going to score probably around about 15 goals each as well. So should give us at least 45 goals between the three of them. That's my thoughts. Yes, no, Carlos. No, Carlos. You're getting smashed up first day of the season, then. Baleba and Lamon's perfect summer for me. Not sure about Donnarumma. Yeah, well, Donnarumma's very unlikely, but that would be one of the best possible signings. Lamon's would be a great pickup, though, don't get me wrong. Do you think we will be able to sign Baleba and Donnarumma? I mean, I honestly don't, Oliver, but I have already been a little bit surprised by United being able to do some of this business this summer, so you never know. Don't rule us out, lad. But Baleba, yes, maybe that's much more attainable, I suppose, if we're prepared to spend 70 mil. I'm sure he'd want to come. Donnarumma, I just don't know why he'd want to leave PSG to join Man United right now, because we are, 15th. But then again, maybe he's like, well, I've won the Champions League now in the French Farmers League. I want to go play in the Premier League. I want to play in a real league. And he looks at the signings that Manchester United are making. He looks at the players we've got in the squad, and he thinks, well, I could be the missing piece there of the puzzle, and we could actually go on and be a great team. Maybe Donnarumma wants a challenge. I'm just trying to think optimistically. But maybe he doesn't want to stay at PSG. What's realistic is he's probably just using, well, not him, but his agent and stuff. They're linked to other clubs, but potentially to get a bigger, better deal there from PSG. But PSG have already got that deal done for Chevalier as well, new goalkeeper. So you never know. Yes, Matt, you think 16 goals there? Yeah, fair enough. 15 plus. I think we'd all be happy with that, wouldn't we? 17. You're going 12 goals, 8, 13 goals, 14 to 16. Nice one. 17, 20 plus, 18. I respect it. 22. That would be amazing, wouldn't it? Imagine if he banged 22 league goals. That would be something else. 16, 8 goals if we're lucky. That's harsh. He'll get 8 goals easily. He'll get 8 goals easily, Højlund should have got 8 goals. Højlund would get 8 goals easily this season if he was playing up there for us. That was a gash season last season where he only got 3 goals. Surely he would even get 8 goals. So I'm sure Sesko will get more than that. You think Sesko will score 18 to 20? Yep, Cunha 15 to 18 and Mbuemo 15 to 19. That's a total of 40. Yeah. Go on, Simon Cowie. Love that. Yep, PSG just signed Chevalier, haven't they? Yeah. Celebrating with a cheeky Dr. Pepper. Come on, I'm on the old diet Pepsis myself. Love it. Newcastle United should sign for $3 billion for Benjamin Sesko to sign Newcastle now. United want 50 million for Garnacho, Ben Jacobs. Yeah, well, BBC said it earlier as well. I think that's, probably about right. But if it's Chelsea, we should ask for a little more. Positive vibes, Man United Greek Fund. Abhilash Sharma, thank you for your comments. Says 13 plus goals for Sesko, 15 plus for Cunha, 20 plus for Mbuemo would be ideal. That would be so good, wouldn't it? Amazing. 15 would be good considering Bruno's on pens. Yeah, you wouldn't be surprised if Sesko gets as many assists as goals in this system with our Brian and Matty. Good shout, good shout. Those guys are goal scorers too, and he can create for them. Whatever it is, Baleba might be one of the most important, so our squad next season will have a backbone. So true. We talked about the spine and the necessity of curing our osteoporosis yesterday. You're right. The lower vertebrae of the goalkeeper is still a problem, but if we can get Baleba, then yes, we'd be much better, and that goalie up there is great as well. Disco Dave says, Baleba and Donnarumma will strongly consider buying an official jersey. What a transfer winner that would be. Oh, it'd be amazing, Disco Dave. I feel you as well. If we could get them in, I think I'd have to get one. After the window's shut, City get banged with 150 charges to get relegated. We get 2 titles. Oh, come on. Russell Plan, thank you so much for your super chat there, my son. He says, 7 Nation Army is a bad song for Sesko. LFC fans are more creative. Give us the Bob Marley. How many Benjamins in Benjamin Tesco? We jamming, we jamming, we jamming, we jamming. We Benjamin Sesko too. Don't know, Russell, mate. I like it. Jenny keeps it. Donnarumma wants more money. PSG don't want to pay. Well, we should pay the money, man. Even if it's like 350 grand a week. I think he's on 200k a week at PSG. Even if it's 350, even 400 grand a week, I would get Donnarumma in there. He's world class. One of the best goalkeepers in the world. He is a difference maker. Bruno will still take the penalties. Yeah, if Baleba joins, he will break the record set by Paul Pogba for most expensive midfielder signed by the club. Wowzers. It's Sesko offers more than just goals. He's a 6'5" beast. He's a physical presence. Very true. He is a large individual and he's good in the air and he's strong and all that stuff. His aerial presence is undeniable. If all three get around 50, then I think it's at least top 5. Yeah, imagine in a few years he bulks up a bit. He will be a tank. Oh, man, yeah, true. Zlatan vibes. Big up, Piggy. How are you, brother? Not too bad, man. You're not a Greek fan. How are you getting on? Hoyland had no service. Sesko will get service. Yeah, to an extent, that's true. Hey, Pig, you legend. What did I miss? We signed Benjamin Sesko, Kiadu, lad. Sesko should sign for Newcastle. Yes, Bolts, you're really excited, Piggy. Hopefully no rants. Should be a much better season, shouldn't it? Benjamin Sesko should sign for Newcastle United now, and Benjamin Sesko should do his medical at Newcastle United now. What are you talking about, Adnieri, lad? Why do you keep talking about him signing for Newcastle? He's going to Man United, lad. Yes, Zlatan 2.0. Kate Cadet says Berber 100% he's going to hold up the ball well. He's going to be winning headers with people like Ahmad, Kuna and Buemo. Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. That's what Tommy Boyle was saying as well. He expects him to get a lot of assists and a lot of goals off of him this season as well. When does the Benjamin Sesko shirts drop? I don't know, actually, mate. I'm going to have to actually get that sorted out, aren't I? Regarding Sesko, you cannot teach height. No, true. What's your views on right wing back Ahmed Diallo? I like it as an attacking option. Look, personally, I'd still like us to go and get another right wing back, more defensive option. But no, I really like Ahmad as an attacking option. Yeah, I think he's very creative on that right side. And Buemo, most crosses in the Premier League last season. Hey, what's going on, Nelson Maruki? Getting in from Kenya. All good, mate. I'm buzzing my boobays off about the fact of us getting Sesko over the line, lad. Gucci Wanamane, thank you so much for your super chat. By the way, once again, if you're just getting in, guys, hit the subscribe button. We're on here for all the latest daily news. We'll be back on tonight around about sort of 9:45, 10 p.m. with our evening show where we discuss the latest evening news. Maybe there'll be some more on Baleba or a bit more info on the medical for Sesko, etc. But as of the current situation, the agreement is in place there between RB Leipzig and Man United, and the player is already expected to be on his way in the next sort of half an hour. There's a flight booked, which is coming to Old Trafford, or coming to Manchester anyway, and he'll go to Carrington, I'm guessing, and conduct his medical and signing of paperwork, and could be as soon as tomorrow that he's actually officially signed. So that's fantastic, isn't it? Could be unveiled on Saturday as well, at the Fiorentina friendly. Yep, could be unveiled on Saturday at the Fiorentina friendly. You're doing great, Piggy Bro. Always great to see you. Thank you. You too, you legend. Crouch with muscle. Ben Jacobs said, Onana has not been told he's not number one. Well, right now he's still the number one, isn't he, James? We haven't signed anyone else, so right now he still is. Bit of a unit. Sesko scares defenders. Yeah, 100%. What jersey number? That's a great point. Yeah. Don't know. What do you think about the defence, mate? What's his current jersey number, guys, at RB Leipzig? Zlatan 2.0 without the arrogance would be nice. My name is Benjamin Sesko. I'm greatest Slovenian striker of all time. Benjamin Sesko scores when he wants. Jason Wilcox appointment United upper management is why they're moving competently in this window. Well, I also think, think about like the Christopher Weivel obviously has that relationship there with RB Leipzig too. Great, nothing wrong with a bit of arrogance so long as you back it up. Cezanne says, for me, all we need is one more signing. Very true, Cake. Think about some of the players we've had that are amazingly arrogant but awesome. Cantona. Cristiano. Who's going to be front of FC26? It's Zlatan, isn't it? Baleba on 12.5k a week at Brighton. Surely we can convince him. Yeah, I heard 20k a week, but even so, it's very, very low. Don't know how true this is, but PSG has said they won't accept anything less than 30 million euros. Yeah, I heard the same as well. Well, that's a great deal, isn't it? I mean, if he doesn't want to stay there, then they're going to have to sell him now, because in 6 months' time, in January, he can at least agree terms to go and sign for another club next summer on a free, with a Bosman move. So if he does that, then they're going to get nothing. So they kind of have to, if they are going to part ways, they need to sell him now. Big up from the Highlands of Bonnie, Scotland, my son. Let's all go to Tesco's where Sesko buys his best clothes. Yeah, that's right, my son. Let's get a cheeky deep fried battered can of Iron Brew in there. Let's go. Thank you, Man United Greek fans. Shirt sales will go through the roof for Sesko. 13 will be Sesko's number, or 20 after Ollie. Number 11 for Sesko. Van Persie. Hey, Lynette Giggs, what's going on, you legend desk? Get in there. We're just going to read a few more comments out today, guys, and we will be back on later. But there's the latest breaking news in regards to Sesko. We have signed him up, guys. The deal's done. Just to put the Ornstein post on there, just for anybody who's just getting in. Exclusive United strike agreement in principle with RB Leipzig to sign Benjamin Sesko. Deal for 22-year-old RB Leipzig striker is €76.5 million plus €8.5 million. Slovenia international given permission to fly and do medical before completing Man United move. So he's flying over tonight, it seems. Could be signing the documents and on the dotted line tomorrow, and unveiled as early as tomorrow, and unveiled maybe on Saturday against Fiorentina at Old Trafford. Come on, United, doing bits this summer. Now go and get Baleba, go and get Donnarumma, and we can start to cook. If Sesko's half the player Zlatan was, oh, definitely, exactly. I mean, Zlatan's generational, to be fair. Sesko's staying in the Lowry tonight, and Sesko had 30 at Salzburg and Leipzig, but Leon has 30, so we'll get 14. Okay, nice one, Mark, lad. Ruben must call Ronaldo and ask for Toni Kroos, Sergio Ramos, and Buffon's phone numbers, offering a 2-year deal like what Barcelona did for Chesney. Yep, they signed Chevalier. That's absolutely spot on. Yeah, good days finally returning. Maybe they're still going to have to play well together, aren't they? But we're making strides with getting these signings. Lamens is a great option if we can't get someone like Donnarumma. Yes, Josh Hawker, we need a goalie. The attacking signings are great so far, but it means nothing when that floppy wrist is in that. Yeah, so true. Do you remember when you only found out a player joined the club after he signed the deal? I know, mad days, isn't it, Keanu? Hang on, that happened the other day. Who signed oh, shit. Somebody signed a player the other day just completely out of the blue, and they're unveiled in the stadium. Who was it? And there was no reports before about it. I've forgotten who it was now, guys. Somebody will know. But that actually happened the other day, mate. Piggy, where does our front three with everyone else in the best of the league? Is certainly up there. Piggy, where does our front three? It's up there. Yes, I mean, on paper, Kuna and Buemo and Sesko, it's up there. I don't know. Surely, yeah, top 5, top 4, top 5 abilities there. Yeah, Sesko was asked to leave in the morning, but he said no, he wants to go this afternoon. That's awesome. McTominay got a nomination for Ballon d'Or. Don't know if you saw that already. I did, mate. Well done to the Scottish legend. That's awesome, isn't it? Good on him. Do you think the defence is good enough for the season ahead? We could do with one more. But certainly it's not the position that we need to strengthen the most. We need a striker, midfielder, goalie. Well, we've got the striker now, so we just need a midfielder and a goalie. But yeah, beyond that, a centre-back wouldn't hurt, would it? Buying great players is wonderful. We need a mission to vision to return this club back to the glory days. Yes, come on, lad. Let's snap him up top keeper for 20, 25 million quid. I completely agree. We can't do any better than Donnarumma right now. Thank you, Man United Greek fan. Right, I'm going to read a couple more, then we're going to finish. But please do smash the likes. Help us get to 300 likes. Hit the subscribe. Come back after and get your thoughts in the not live comment section. You can follow us on all the links in the description as well at Flying Pig United on Insta, Facebook, Twitter, all that jazz. Check the links. Nice. Your brother said West Ham will finish higher than Man United. Well, your brother's an absolute complete raving idiot then, isn't he, lad? But I'm only joking, Ray. He's allowed to think that. Yes, we can start to cook, Piggy. I'll chop some snags on the barbie, mate. Come on. Yeah, there you go. You can have him, Russell. You can have him. Right, guys, we're going to finish this stream there then, but great stream. Sesko is a done deal. Agreement in place. He's just going to be flying over and then conducting his medical and signing on the dotted line, and then he'll probably be unveiled tomorrow. Come on, United! And then we're going on for Baleba as well. Just a rundown on that. You know, apparently we could be moving for Baleba. We're just waiting, obviously, to see if we can get that price down, really, because they're looking for 100 mil. It's going to be very difficult, that Baleba deal, but apparently we are seriously interested. So watch this space. We'll be back on tonight with a transfer latest. Come and join us for that. Make sure you click the bell icon for notifications. Smash the subscribe. Smash the like. And I'll see you on the next one. Thank you, everyone. Thanks to all the moderators in blue there for moderating the chat. Big ups to all the members in green as well. People like Kate Cadet, Ezio, Russell Bland, etc. Big ups to people like Daz Salford, G Wolf, Gungshi, all the moderator squad for getting in there raw and moderating the chat. And thank you to all the members for supporting the channel. And thank you to all the chatters like Nikki, UK Darren, Rooney's United, Agrippa Chinhara, Paul S. Thanks for the super chats as well, Paul, you legend. Gregory, Russell, Lynette Giggs, Cake, and everybody, Craig GC, and everybody who's been in here. Thanks for chatting with me. Come on, United. Benjamin Sesko in the bag. Time for a midfielder. Time for a new goalie. If we get Donnarumma and Baleba, we're going to challenge for the title this season, my son. Come on, United. I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching. That's it from me. Have a great day, and I'll be back later. And remember, Piggy loves you. And also remember, when the seagulls follow the trawler, as this is because they think sardines will be thrown into the sea. Thank you very much. Get in there, you beauties. Thank you so much to all the patrons here for supporting the channel on patreon.com/FlyingPigUnited. As a thank you, all you legends will be appearing on this outro list. Get in there. Once again, thank you to all the YouTube members, but one of the best ways you can support the channel is on patreon.com. So check it out. Patreon.com/FlyingPigUnited. And once again, a big thank you to all the legends that do support the channel on Patreon. Get in there.